Hi everyone! Welcome to Entry Level 2 English Week 9. We're already on Week 9, can you believe it? Okay, and let me just get that in the right place. Oh, that's better. And for today's objectives, we've got spellings, obviously, which we're going to do in a bit. We're going to look at posters as types of text. Then we're going to look at instructional language and helping people at work, how we can help people at work by giving them instructions on how to use something. And your homework, you're going to write an instructional poster and then you're going to prepare for a role play with me. So when we do our video calls. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing today. Little bits and bobs thrown in with that. So yeah, hopefully it'll be great. So we're going to start off with the spelling. So okay, so today's spelling is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do what's called a dictation. A dictation is where I'm going to read something out loud and you're going to write down what I say. Okay, so you're going to write down what I say. So I'm going to read it and you're going to write it. So you have to listen very carefully and write whatever I say. Now, when I'm speaking, I'm going to say a sentence, but there'll be some gaps in the sentence. Okay? Those gaps you have to fill with the words that I'm going to put on the board in a minute. Okay? So, when I read the sentence, for example, I might say something like, I have friends, full stop. And you will write, I have beep, you'll put a line. When I say beep, you are going to draw a line. Friends, full stop. When I say full stop, that means you have to put a full stop. Okay? And you will have, I'm going to read and I'm going to say, blah, 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 beep, blah, 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 full stop. Or I might say, comma, and you might have to draw a comma, okay? But when I say beep, that means you have to draw a gap. And when I say full stop, you have to put a full stop. And then afterwards, when you've written down everything I've said, and you'll have about 7 gaps like this, I will give you the words that you need to fill the gaps, and you have to put them in the correct place. Okay? So the words will be the words we did last week: any, many, much, some, etc. But don't worry about those now. Just write down what I say with the gaps and then put them in afterwards. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope so. I hope it makes sense. So I'm going to read something. You're going to listen very, very carefully. Write down what I say. So you have to try and spell it correctly. You have to listen and write what I say. And when I say beep, you draw a line. And when I say full stop, you draw a full stop. If I say comma, you do a comma, etc. If I said question, there is no question mark, so you're okay. So, I'm going to start reading, okay, and I want you've got your pen and paper, and I want you to write what I say, okay, so listen carefully, and remember you can rewind and listen again, and rewind and listen again, so you can listen many times, okay. Mr. Phillips went to the supermarket. To buy food, full stop. The supermarket was very busy. comma, there were a B of people. But not B food, full stop. There wasn't B pasta or toilet rolls, full stop. There was a B vegetable oil, full stop. However, comma, there were B tins of baked beans, full stop. As for bread, comma, there was B full stop. Okay, and that's it. So you can listen again. If you need to listen again, then do so. Go back, rewind, listen again. Make sure that you have tried to write down as much as you can. Okay, now I'm just going to get the words up on the board. Okay, once you have got written down as much as you can and you think you've got it right, I want you to put these words into the gaps where I was going B. These words need to go there. So decide which word is best for which gap. You might need to keep changing around, because sometimes one might go in one and then you think, oh no, it's better in there. Or okay, so I want you to put those words into the gaps now. Okay, so pause and do that, and then come back to see the answers. So make sure you pause though, so you don't see the answers. Okay, so hopefully you've come back in for the answers now, and you can see these. So hopefully, I want to know how well you did. You need to tell me, how did you do? Did you get a lot right, or not so many right? Or how did you do? And how did you do with the dictation? Was it difficult, easy? What did you think? So Mr. Phillips, so hopefully you've got capital letter here for Mr. Phillips, went to the supermarket to buy some food, it should be. Some food, that's what we should have there. The supermarket was very busy, comma, there were a lot of, we always say a lot of people, but not much food. Okay, not much food. Food is uncountable and it's negative, so we can use much, not much food. There wasn't any pasta or toilet rolls. You could say there wasn't much pasta because it's uncountable, but toilet rolls is countable, so we need to use any. There wasn't any pasta or toilet rolls. There was a little vegetable oil, a little. However, there were many tins of baked beans. As for bread, there was none. Okay, so how did you get on with that? How did you find the dictation? Was it really tricky? Some people find that really, really difficult. So let me know how you did. Show me. You can take a picture of how you did and show me. Okay, Right, so let's have a look at next week's spelling. Okay, so here are our spellings for next week, week 10. And this time we're looking at the sound. Okay, the sound. And the sound can be spelled with an O, a U, or an OU. Okay, so look at these words we've got here. Now some of these you've seen before. So one and one. I don't know which one I'm going to give you. You'll have to guess. One and one. They sound the same, and they've got un. Okay, there's a silent un. It's in between here. It's quite difficult. N. So it's like a silent one. Sun and sun. Sun. Sun and sun. Among. Among. So among, to be among something, to be in the middle of it. Young. I am not young. Young. Touch. Touch. So to touch something, to touch. Double. Double. So two of, double. Can I have a double gin and tonic, please? Double. Trouble. Trouble. She's a lot of trouble. Or he's in trouble. Country. Country. Careful with that word. Enough. Enough. I've had enough. Or that's enough. Thank you. And month. Month. This month is, we are in March. We're in March, aren't we? Yeah, month of March. Okay, so these are your words. I want you to learn to spell them. One, sun. Make sure you know which one. Among, AMONG. Young, YOUNG. Touch, TOUCH. Double, DOUBLE. Trouble, TROUBLE. Country, COUNTRY. Enough, ENOUGH. And month, MONTH. Okay? So I want you to learn those for next week's spellings. I also want you to make sentences with them. And you can also put them in alphabetical order. Okay, so I want you to make some sentences and put them in alphabetical order as well. All right? So that's for next week. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at instructional language, how we give instructions to people. So we're going to be focusing on how you might help somebody at work, but it could be in any situation. It could be how you help someone in your family or a neighbour or, a colleague. It could be anybody that you're helping. So we're going to look at that sort of language of how we give people instructions on how to do something. So today we're going to be looking at how you would help a colleague at work, maybe to use a machine or to make something maybe. Okay, so we're going to be looking at that sort of language that's useful. So helping a colleague at work, somebody at work. So somebody might ask you, can you show me how to work this machine, or how to use this machine, or how to make this recipe? Okay, somebody might ask you, can you show me how to do something? Can you show me how to work the machine? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. And remember, in English, quite often we say yeah instead of yes. So yeah, of course. And sometimes people spell yeah, especially Americans, spell yeah like that. So you might say it like that as well. Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's a very English expression. It's a pleasure. It means I am pleased to do it. I am happy to do this. Okay? It is a pleasure. It's no problem for me. It's a pleasure. So, can you show me how to use this machine? Or can you show me how to work this machine? Yeah, of course. Thank you. It's a pleasure. Okay, so that's how the conversation might start. Somebody might ask you, can you show me this? Can you show me how? Can you show me how to do this? How to do that? And you can say, yeah, of course, no problem. It's a pleasure. Okay, so we're going to look at some of the language we might use whilst we're giving instructions. Okay, so just going to move that so you can see the bottom, hopefully. So I've got some instructions on the board that when you are talking to someone at work, some of the expressions we might use when you're showing someone how to do something. So you can see here I've got some blue and red. Blue shows one person, red shows the other person, okay? So we use okay a lot in English, you've probably noticed. And we use okay all the time. Okay, okay. Okay, so first, you need to turn on the machine. Okay, so first, that's the first thing you're going to do. You need to turn on the machine. Next, you put the labels in the machine. Okay, I see. So maybe the person you're telling the person what to do and they are showing you they've understood. Oh, okay, I see. It means I understand, I see, I understand. Then you press the button. Okay, then you press the button. So we've got first, next, then. You could obviously move, first has to come first, but next and then can be moved around. After that, okay, so first, next, then, after that, you take the labels from the box. Can you explain that again? Can you show me that again? Okay, so maybe they want you to repeat something because they don't understand that part. So they might say, oh, can you show me that again? Can you show me again? Or can you explain that again? And then, okay, I've got it. Again, that means I understand. I've got it. I see. I understand. Okay, I've got it. I understand. Finally, turn off the machine. So first and finally, and then in between we've got next, then, after that. Okay, great. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so this is typical language we can use when we're talking to someone giving instructions. Okay, so first, then, blah, 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 next, okay, I see. Okay, I've got it. Okay, I understand. Or, can you show me again? Can you explain that to me again? Okay, great. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, so these are the kind of things we use. And you can see that when we're talking, when we're speaking, we might say first you need, or you put, or you take, or you da-da-da-da. So we might say you. When we're not talking, when we're writing, we would just say first, turn on, or first, or next put. After that, take. We don't necessarily need the you. That's when we're talking, to make it more personal, to tell them. But when we're talking, often we say first you need to, or first you have to, or first you must. Next you do this. And we use that you, but we don't have to all the time. So finally, turn off the machine. And when we're writing instructions, we don't need to use you. We can just say first, turn on the machine. Next, put the labels in the machine. Then, remove the labels from the box. After that, check the labels. Finally, turn off the machine. Okay, so we wouldn't need to use you if we were writing instructions that were for everybody. This is because it's we're talking and it's conversation. So we make it more personal by using you. First you need to, then you must, then you should, then you do this, and then you do that. Okay? And we've got these nice little expressions through here that mean that they understand. Oh, okay, I see. It means I understand, or okay, I've got it, I understand. And these are good English expressions to use, okay? So I want you to practice saying these expressions. You're going to do some listening with these expressions, these types of expressions in as well. So you're going to do a listening exercise and an exercise for your homework with these. And we're also going to do a role play using this style of conversation. You're going to show me how to use something at work. You're going to give me the instructions. So you're going to say, okay, first you do this, and you're going to explain to me how to use a machine at your work or how to make something at your work, okay? And I'm going to just go, oh, okay, pretend I understand. Obviously I don't, okay? So you're going to practice using this language with me on our video call. You're also going to do a listening exercise to hear it and to practice using it as well, okay? Okay, so we're just going to have a little look at a poster. So here's my poster. A poster is like a big leaflet, okay? And we find them on the wall usually at work. Health and safety posters, first aid posters. They have them up on the wall and they'll be quite big and have lots of information in and tell you how to do something or give you instructions or what not to do, or okay, or lots of information. So here's my poster for printing labels, okay, how to print labels. Posters usually have a heading, maybe some pictures, maybe some colour, maybe some bullet points, maybe some numbered lists. They might have subheadings, okay, lots of pictures usually and colours, that kind of thing. Bold text, capital block letters like this. So this is my instructions for printing labels. So please read the instructions carefully. Now you can see here I've used first, then, next, after that and finally. But notice how I haven't used you here because we're not talking to someone. I've just said first, turn on the machine. So I use the base form of the verb. The base form of the verb after the chronological ordering. So first, turn on the machine. Then, remove the labels from the box. Next, place the labels in the tray. After that, press print. Finally, turn off the machine. So we use the base form, the infinitive, the imperative, the verb after our chronological ordering. If we had if we didn't have first and we had numbers instead, we could just write turn on because it says number 1, so we know that's first. If there's a lot of instructions, using 1, 2, 3, 4 is better because otherwise you're like first, then, next, after that, then, and again, next. You know, you have to keep repeating yourself. So if there's a lot of instructions, it's a good idea to use numbers. 1, turn on the machine. 2, remove the labels. 3, place the labels. So we don't need to use first or next or then or after that. We just say, use the base form of the verb to tell us what to do. But if we're using first, second, we can use as well. And then, or next, etc. Okay? Then we just would use bullet points because we don't want to have 1 first, 2 second, 3 then. We would just use bullet points. Okay? And we would use that before the base form of the verb. So, this is my poster. These are my instructions for printing labels. Now you are going to, for your homework, you have to do your spellings, make some sentences, and put them in alphabetical order, the spellings. You will have a listening task where you're listening to somebody following instructions at work for using a machine, and all of those words we used earlier, you'll be listening to those and practicing saying them, ready for our role play on the video call. And you will also have to make a poster telling me how to make a cup of tea. Okay, so you're going to be using this style to make a cup of tea. You're going to make a poster for me. I'm going to put some useful words onto the homework so you can use those words to help you. Okay, so that's what you've got for this week. Quite a lot. There's quite a lot to do, but hopefully it'll be good. And then we'll do our video call and we'll practice. We'll do a role play where you're going to tell me how to use something. Okay, or how to use a machine or a piece of equipment at your work. Right, okay, that's it for this week. So not too long a video this week. I hope you're well, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.